Hey TikTok. You know it's crazy because I joke a lot about being single and you know I laugh it off. But I'm 46 years old. And while I'm getting ready for surgery and everything, it dawned on me. Hold on. I'm sorry. It dawned on me that I'm 46 years old and I don't have a husband to take care of me. I don't have a husband to help me get ready. I'm 46 years old and I still need my mama to take care of me post-op. I still need my sister, which whether I had a husband or not, they would be there. It sucks. Being single and 46 sucks. That's it. It just sucks. And I'm fucking tired. And I make jokes about the fucking buffoons that I have been encountering in dating. But in reality, this is my reality. This is my reality. This is my reality, and those stories are the shit that's available because all the good men have gotten married in their 20s and 30s because they're good men. I'm not blaming it all on men because women are fucking shit. They're fucking batshit crazy too. So, but this is my reality, not anybody else's. Yeah, that's all.
You know, this was a very disturbing video. I don't take pleasure in seeing people cry or be in pain or be shamed. I know there's this culture on social media of women and men being shamed for their bad behavior or shamed for their bad mistakes, and I'm not really into that. What I appreciate about her was her willingness to open up and be honest about the fact that her actions and her decisions and her choices have led her to a place in her life that she's not content with. I appreciate her willingness to be honest about this because so many women feel this way today, but are just simply trying to save face, are simply trying to convince themselves and surround themselves with other women who are trying to convince themselves that they're happy when they're really not. Another young woman can glean from this. And also, I think this is a small window into a larger group of women who feel this way. It really is. And here's the thing, you know, it's one thing to be a woman who actively made a point to be single. I do believe that there are some women who are like that, who actively choose to remain single for their life, and they might actually be content. But I think majority of women who find themselves in this space, maybe quote unquote post-wall, or find themselves in their 40s and 50s, and they've never had a long-term relationship, or that they've never been married. I don't think it's necessarily by active choice. I think it's by a series of bad choices and a series of half-truths and maybe a series of not really acknowledging things for what it is that leads someone down that path. For example, women who find themselves in this stage of their life sometimes they have to reckon with the fact that there actually were good men. There probably were a couple of good men, a couple of options that maybe would have been willing to settle down and marry them, but for whatever the reason, they weren't ready. Or maybe they weren't into them because they didn't think they were good enough. Maybe they passed them by because they thought they were lame. Or maybe at the time they didn't know how to recognize good guys and they were attracted to toxicity. I mean, these are the kinds of different conversations and kinds of truths women who find themselves in this position and are upset have to face. Who did I pass by? What good guys did I not give a chance? And it's hard to face. But this is also why sometimes there are men who will look at this and not feel any sympathy. Because the first thing they're thinking is, okay, what guy did you not give a chance? What guy did you overlook? What guy did you say was too short or too bald or too ugly or didn't make enough money or didn't have enough swag? Or what good men were willing to commit to you that you said were not good enough? What good men? And so this is also why a lot of guys will look at this and be like, whatever, she gets what she deserves. But I understand that there are a lot of women sometimes who just don't even know how to pick. Don't even know what they are looking for. And let it be clear, this is not just an issue that is impacting Black women. I mean, we talk about this a lot in the Black community, how, Black women are choosing to be single, Black women are choosing to be baby mamas, but they're not choosing to be moms. Like, we talk about that. But best believe this is something that is impacting other women too. Case in point, this example. She's not a Black woman, but she's experiencing this. I just spent a weekend with two of my childhood friends, both of them Asian of Asian descent. They are both single, and neither of them have any love interest or any plans in the near future to get married. So this is something that is impacting not just Black women, but women of all ethnicities. And I think it's about time, we really, really shine a light on what it means in the long term to actually be a single, strong, independent boss babe woman. That's not all it's cracked up to be all the time. It may seem cute and fun when you're young and you can still pull men and you can still get the interest and you can still get the attention and the eyes. And how about when your looks start to fade? How about when your health fails and you have surgery and you need somebody to help you? How about when you lose your job? Like these are real life things that impact everybody. That when you're by yourself, especially when you're by yourself and you're older, more mature, can become a burden. This is the issue that I have with the conversation that women are being told today. They're not being told the whole truth. They're not being told, hey, if you do choose to do the single, independent boss babe route, okay, but here are also the downsides. Here's what this means as you get older. There is no amount of job or money or resources or, accolades that can replace a living human being. No amount of money can replace a relationship. And so, we could only imagine her financial status, career status. We have no idea. What we can assume is that she might have a kid. We see the baby stroller in the background, so we can assume that she might have a kid and she might even be okay financially. Who knows? Even with that, if you were a woman who longs for a relationship, or if you're a woman who longs for love, then no amount of accolades will ever be able to replace that. And eventually, you're going to have to face that reality. You would hope, that women would be encouraged to face that aspect of themselves early on. Even if you're a woman that wants to tell yourself that, okay, you don't need a man. When you're lonely, when you're by yourself, when you're at bed at night, or when you have surgery, whatever it may be, would we really be saying that? Even women who walk around saying that they don't need a man oftentimes still want one. And yes, as you do get older, the longer you wait, the harder it can be to find men that you like. The harder it can be to find men that you would find suitable. She's not unattractive. So I'm sure there are guys out there who would be willing to give her a chance. But maybe now as she's waited and she's, near to her 50s, as she said, probably a lot of the good guys are already taken. They're already married. And what she's left with, probably she's not left with options that she thinks are worth her while. This is a reality. So what does it mean if you find yourself and you are post-wall, right? Or you are older and you're in the dating scene and you feel like the best years have passed you by? Can you find love? Check out this recent snippet from an interview that I did with TJ Mosaic, where she gives some practical advice on how women who are post-wall can navigate the dating and mating market.
I would say that if you are post-wall, you might want to stop and ask yourself why. And what I mean by that, you don't want to ask your girlfriends. You don't want to ask your parents. You know, you may or may not ask your ex-boyfriend's ex-husband. But what I will submit to you, you might want to go to some therapy. And here's the thing. I had to peel back some stuff that went deep, like, you know, childhood, adolescence, because it brought me there. I had to deal with that. And I was every relationship I went to was a Band-Aid to try to mask my own emptiness, but you couldn't have convinced me of that because I had a career, I looked good, I had all my ish, but and you couldn't have convinced me I was broken. So again, if you're there, before you try to connect with anybody, you really need to get and connect with yourself. Because I'm gonna tell you something, ladies, you need to hear me and hear me well. You know, Chez, Chardé, and we don't have the same genes, but I got pictures. I had hair like that once.
You said you had hair like that once?
Yes, that was mine. Okay, it might not have been that long, but I had thick hair and thought I was gonna always have it. I had a slamming body, thought I was gonna always have it. You understand me? Had tight skin on my face, thought I was gonna always have it. Maybe y'all will always have it, but if there's a possibility that you won't, because life happens. Life happens. And you start to wear life, whether it be on the lines on your face, the loss of your hair, the weight that's harder to get off, so maximize your youth. And I used to always say youth is wasted on the young. Because only when you old, you appreciate when you were young. But that's too late then.
Yeah.
So ladies, if you are there, examine yourself and get out of your own damn way. And I'm gonna tell you something, you damn sure better humble yourself. You better humble yourself before you get humbled. And when you are humbled, it's harder to climb out of that.
Mm-hmm. So there you have it. I think all really, really good advice. At the end of the day, whether you are older or even if you are young, even if you're in your late teens, 20s, just entering the dating market, this recommendations still stand. You should still have a solid understanding of who you are. Seek that out. I would also add, I think it's incredibly important to establish a healthy, strong relationship with God and also have a strong community of people who can hold you accountable. All things that I think are really, really important when it comes to establishing a relationship or establishing a connection. I think the hopeful thing is that even if you're in your 40s and 50s, you can still find love, but finding love post-wall, in the words of TJ Mosaic, it's possible, it's just not probable. So we have to be realistic that, some are able to get to this point and still luck out, and some never will if you're not willing to do the work. But that's the point. Relationships, we were told that relationships are supposed to just come to us. We're supposed to just walk on this world and the perfect Prince Charming is just gonna walk in and sweep us off our feet and it's gonna just happen naturally. But a part of that expectation, many of us were not prepared. Many of us were not prepared on how to be wives. We were not prepared on how to be a woman that a guy would be willing to sweep off their feet. This is why I started the How to Be a Wife series, where we talk about how women can practically prepare themselves to be women, to be wives, to be ladies who can raise a household and can raise a family in the midst of a culture that encourages us to be 304s. So if this interests you, if you don't want to go this route, if you're a young woman in your teens and 20s or maybe even your 30s and you don't want to go this route, check out the How to Be a Wife series. This is where we have these kinds of conversations. And even if you're, 40s and 50s, like I said, there is still hope for you. Check out the interview from TJ Mosaic I just did, where she really breaks it down. But either way, let this be a teachable moment for women of all ages, especially those who are in a point in their life where they are really ready and they do want to find love and they don't know how. Let this be a teachable moment. Don't let this be you. Do the work so that you can be prepared to find the person. Do the work.